All right, we have a list that just came in here and we bombed our other leagues, so we're going to grab it really quick. Sam and Graham, thank you so much for the donation. If you want to be like Sam and Graham, you can hit up that donation link down below. For the YouTube folks and for those in chat, we have BOGO deal right now, and we have the donos that you can do as well. So this is a different take on basically Cabal Coffers, a black Cabal Coffers. What's interesting for this variation is it's a lot heavier on the discard. We have Inquisitions, we have Thoughtseizes. Those sometimes show up in the normal list, but we even have Grief in here, and although there was a Turok main deck, we still have Turoks, 3 of them in the sideboard. We did make a couple small switches. I could see keeping the Archon potentially in here because you have that discard package, but I have never been really wowed by Archon to play it main deck. So we're going to go with a spicy little Emrakul in here and then focus on our Invokes. Lilianas are in here. We have the Griefs, Damnation to clean the board up. We got a couple Profanes to go looking in Karn. Now, with the Cabal Coffers lists, they're fun. They're cool. They're interesting. And the problem I think they all have is there can get to a point where they just don't do a lot. They have like all this mana, and then there's like not quite anything to do with it. So I convinced Sam and Graham to at least keep the Invoke Despairs because yes, this cleans up the board, but this is also our card draw. You'll notice that even though we have a couple Castle Lochthwains and a Bolas Citadel, there is a point in this game where we'll probably won't be drawing enough. Maybe we have Karn to go dump a lot of mana into Walking Ballista or something. But we do run into that problem a little bit more frequently than you would think. All right. But the list is pretty cool. Like I said, this could be an Archon. This could be another Invoke Despairs. This could be Ugin. 6 mana Ugin has been really popular and doing well. So we'll see. I do like a discard package. I'm pretty, wouldn't say proficient with it, but I like that position over trying to react to everything that comes into play. Now, we don't gain like hardly any life here, so let's be mindful of that. No marches in this list. We'll see if that hinders us. And it looks like I need to get some play points. So let's do that really quick, shall we? Let's grab a few of these, get some tickets or something like that. You know, that's good enough. Go visit GoatBots before we get this league started. We ran out of play points. Oh, I'll grab this one. Should be quick. Should be quick. This is how we fund the leagues. We win chests, and we convert them to tickets, and then we play leagues for you all. GoatBot is checking for anything else. 36. Look at that. 3 more leagues. Thanks, GoatBot. Thanks, GoatBot. All right, who's ready for some mono black here? Mono black. I need to call it memes because it's not really a meme. It's not really a meme. It's its own thing. It's valuable. It does things. It's played a lot, but that's okay because it's a lot of fun to play. All right. Once again, Sam and Graham, thank you so much for the donation. I know you did have to kind of potentially leave for work, but it will be up on YouTube. Hello, YouTube folks. Sam and Graham's list. Getting that Cabal Coffers going. A lot of YouTube folks have been asking me a variety of questions about this list. And all I can really say is it works sometimes and it doesn't work other times. I think it really boils down to just that. Walking Barista, yes. That's why we don't ever open them. Except the occasional time I've been convinced to. Because we only trade them in, we don't really pay for leagues. We're smart like that. Dang it. This Wednesday, by the way, for the YouTube folks, that doesn't really matter. But for those for here, we will have 2 more donation leagues. So it's probably good to go ahead and do one of them today and then 2 tomorrow. I think one might be Obosh Moon or Orzhov, and the other is Slivers. All right, we get to play first here. Oh, If this was an Urborg, we'd be in business, but it is not. And I can't really get to the expedition map here. This is dangerous. I think we have to mulligan this opener. I don't want the opening hand and all that just to be one land. Speaking of one lands, put this back. Thoughtseize. It's probably not enough either. Can we get a couple lands? There we go. All right. We can work with this. Do I profane? Maybe I profane. Yeah, I guess we profane. This way I have a removal spell. Inquisition, see what's up. Oh, I'm glad I have that then. Let's take Rattle Chains. We have ourselves spirits here. Little Rattle Chains. They'll probably play Noble Hierarch. Possibly through Cavern of Souls. Nope, they top deck their land. They've got green mana now. That's good for them. Collected companies are online. Breeding Pool. It's gotta be Noble, right? And we'll just pick that off with the Fatal Push. Okay, we're gonna need some lands. If we can find them, though, we'll be in good shape. Damnation was not a bad draw. We only have 2 of those in the list. Selfless Spirit. Land? Running lands would be great. That's a great land to have. Let's go ahead and Lily and downtick. I might not be able to uptick Lily, unfortunately. Although, if I get a land, I could castle and then uptick and take the worst of the 2, I suppose. Another Cavern. These are both on Spirit, by the way. Speaking of that exact line here, it's actually a great land to get rid of. Sweet. All right, I'll take it. Well, my opponent dishes a Windswept Heath. That can't be very good for us. Has a Flooded Strand, and we have 2 collected companies to burn through. Can't imagine this is very good for us. All right, let's just see what happens here. My hope is they don't run out another Selfless Spirit with these collected companies. I could probably castle here and then maybe castle again. They have just the 2 collected companies, and that's obviously the 2 things that are going to happen here. The question is, would they do them back to back? And maybe they'll only hit 1 creature here. Probably going to go after Liliana, I would assume, as well. They might also select things. Oh, that's a good one. Skyclave gets rid of this. It'd be interesting if they just collected company trying to boost everything. I'd hate to Damnation and my opponent has exactly Spell Queller off this collected company. Hitting me for 5. All right, let's draw another card. Thoughtseize would have been nice. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like I have to Damnation here and hope they don't hit a Spell Queller. If they don't hit a Spell Queller, then we board white. But if they do, we might just be dead. I don't know if we can really wait for them to... Can I wait for this collected company? Like, play the Mire Inquisition and see if... I think I'm gonna risk it. I know the Inquisition's not really doing anything here. Maybe I'm supposed to hold that Inquisition, because we know it's just Coco. Yeah, they don't do anything here. Pretty smart. I get a draw here, I guess. I'm gonna only take 5. Take an additional 2, and then go for the damnation. I'm pretty dead to anything coming off the top there, so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just attempt a damnation here and see what happens. Here comes the collected company, I think. Spell Queller kills me. There it is. Now, if we had a fatal push, would have been interesting. But Hexproof's going to make it hard, so. All right. I don't have Torp Orb. I guess Torox could be more discard. Ratchet Bomb can be gotten by the Karn. I think Emrakul can go out here for a Torok. Need like another damnation or something. I mean, the invokes are fine here. Their removal. It might be. Let's take one Karn out for a Torok. And let's take one Thoughtseize out for another Torok. Use the Toroks as just a way to make them discard more, hopefully. We don't have much, though, unfortunately. Now we have another Cabal hand. Don't be that kind of knight. There we go. There we go. All right. Keep. I think I get rid of Grief and lean heavily on Profane here. And then we can just lead into Liliana again as well. All right, we have an Aether Vial. We have a Selfless Spirit here, Rattle Chains. We only have 2 mana, though. I think I'm going to take... You know what? I'm going to take the Aether Vial. Selfless Spirit is a problem for us. They're going to start with probably Wander. They might try to counter this with the Wander. Okay. Profane past turn. We could Thoughtseize next turn now. Get rid of, like, Spell Queller. There's that Misty. In for 1. You got it. Profane doing its thing. It's Pachuca Bog. Let's go ahead and just Thoughtseize here. Get rid of the peskier of the cards that are left. We can also see if they have found their land or not. Breeding Pool Shocked is a little bit nerve-wracking. Okay, it's just Rattle Chains. They're going to Rattle Chains and then just counter this? I would be almost okay with that. All right, we have a Skyclave. We have a Collected Company. They haven't found their next land here. Huh. Buck and Broncos, I have not done a Waste Not Donation League. I feel like I'm supposed to take the Selfless Spirit. Because it can cast it. I'm going to go more if they can cast it. If they hit the land and they have Spell Queller, things get a little bit frustrating for us. Okay, it's just another Wander. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's for 4. Okay. Now, with Profane Tutor, the question is, what am I going to get? If they let me. I'd be a little surprised if they didn't. Okay, I will pay for this, yes. Okay. So, I could get... I could get a couple things here. Not really sure what I want to get. Like, my immediate one is just like a Damnation. But I could also do like Invoke Despair, which gets around Spell Queller. I'm going to need another land, but I'll probably end up getting that, right? I think I'm going to pick up an Invoke Despair. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then we'll just Liliana here, down tick. It's a great land. Perfect. All right. I'll get rid of Wander. That's great. Makes Invoke Despair easier to cast here. Doesn't get countered. Corvosum. What's up? That's a cool one. I like that little high dude. It's pretty cool. All right. Invoke Despair here. Shouldn't be able to get countered any weird ways. I'm going to draw 2, and this is going to start our engine. This is a good card to find as well. I can pick up that Liliana. A lot of YouTube got here. Welcome. Is Modern saved? I couldn't tell you. Let's see if they don't like that expedition map. Blast Zone may not be a bad thing to get with this map. Let's do it this way. Let me double check. I could get Castle, but I think I'm going to be getting like a Blast Zone here. You know what? Let's just not give them the benefit here of me doing anything. The games are going all right. So this goes and gets an Urborg, I think, now. Although I don't need a lot of mana. That's the thing. Like, we talked a little bit about this. If I could go get Urborg, but I don't think I need to. I think I go get like a Blast Zone. And we can then use this and get my Liliana here. I can get Turok now. I can get Liliana. I can get Karn. I guess I want Lily here. I'm going to wait a turn to do this as well. They know I have a Liliana. But I'm going to put Blast Zone up to 3, and then we'll cast Liliana. They're going to counter and do all their good stuff here. No extra payoff just yet. They let that resolve. Very interesting. All right. We'll just go up then. Sure. And I can use castle. We'll just pass the turn. All right. I like our position now. Wow, they still don't want to do anything here. They can't cast Skyclave. They don't have double white. Spellqueller is castable, but they let the Liliana resolve. I guess they're afraid of the follow-up to the Liliana. The Abandoned Mire are actually getting us something here. JK Torborg, it's going all right. It's doing things, I suppose. A Voidwalker, Profane. Let's try to resolve Voidwalker, because then I can up the Liliana. They know where this is going. Your move, opponent, I guess? A Wanderer has been exiled. You got it. I can draw again with Castle. Man, they don't do anything. They're looking for their land. That Aether Vial was a great take at the beginning of this game. Yeah, I mentioned Spellqueller in a Discord. Kaya, Saheeli Cat, Teferi, Ashiok. There's some wild things you can do. Guess we'll do this. Let's make lots of mana here, just in case there's something crazy that I'm not thinking of. Well, that's a great one. So up first, get rid of Verdant Catacombs. Collected Company. You know what? I'm just gonna wait. I think I shouldn't have upticked first. Just let him do this Spell Queller. This is not a worrisome card right now. There's a Cavern. Tax Liliana for 2, or are they going to come after me? Yeah, they're just going to control Liliana here. It's totally fine. Draw one more card. Okay, it's probably as far as we can go now. Probably as far as we can go. All right, so this... I mean, what does this go get? Just a Damnation to clean things up? Or am I looking at time for Big Karn or something? The other thing is I could just do Invoke Despair. You know what? Let's just continue with the Invoke Despairs. So, all right. Let's start with Grief. But do I need to... Collected Company. I can kill 2 things. Let's keep our life total where it's at. I know what we're supposed to do. Go get Urborg. Come on, Fluffy. No, we don't have Archon. We had Emrakul in the main, but we threw it away. All right, now we have some mana to play with. I'll start with Grief here. This should inspire my opponent here to fire off the Collected Company that I'm sure they have. I'm a little nervous that they hit like a Liliana, or the Skyclave for Liliana here. We'll see, though. We'll see. Draw a Skull and a Phantom. Okay, those are fine. Grief happens. We see another Drog Skull, Skyclave, Supreme. So I guess out of all of these, I want to get the Skyclave. I'll take the Skyclave here. Because I can use a Blast Zone here too to blow up some stuff. So I could uptick here and then blow up and then invoke. So uptick to discard. We'll discard Verdant. They'll probably hold on to Drog Skull here. Drog Skull is what they pitch. I have a lot of options here now. So they have a Supreme Phantom left. Now we make tons of mana here. Blast Zone. I lose Liliana, but they lose 2 things. We get a token. Or no, we don't get anything from that. Now we invoke. And then we hit them for 3. And they take 4 here. Play map. Use map to go get something fancy. Like how about another Coffers? And go 3 at them. And then we have 3-2 and a 3-2, and both of them are evasive little jerks, and opponent can't handle it. It's too much. All right. And I think for Sam, this is why I kind of wanted to invoke. Invoke does more than just the draw engine. It also does damage, which makes your kind of evasive creatures really, really nice. So we got that going for us. Got that going for us. No changes here. Do we want this Thoughtseize now that I'm on the draw? Probably not. I could hold up the Voidwalker for Queller, but I mean I don't see a way they can just do damage to me. They typically don't. I want to get the damage in, right? Maybe I'm supposed to bring in Pithing Needle for something like Aether Vial, but I do have Karn in this list. Gosh, these 1-drops are killing me, or these one landers are killing me here. Yeah, it didn't matter there, but you could. I mean, I could have held up for a Collected Company. We do have a decent amount of hits. All right, I guess I have to mulligan. I like the 2 fatal pushes, but I have 23 more lands to hit. We can Inquisition first. Man, it's like has a lot going for it, but I'm going to be so behind on lands if I miss. And if I had a Cabal, I'm really in trouble. I think I have to mulligan this. Oh my goodness. We need another Urborg in this list. Probably 25 lands. Is this just better though? Because I at least get the Cabal going if I find a land. We have the Damnation already in hand. All right, I'm going to keep it, but this is really kind of risky. But I have 2 draws to find a land and then Profane for like Urborg. Maybe we can disrupt them a little bit here with the Inquisition. I hate to see an Aether Vial. No Aether Vial, luckily. All right, we have a Skyclave and a Supreme. I'm going to take the Supreme. So Skyclave doesn't hit anything I have. What's the meme today? It's what I was given. It's an excellent card against their Damnation. We're going to clear it now. I don't need them to counter randomly or anything like that. We are needing a land here. We've taken 2 draws. 3rd and final draw here. Drogskull's a good one. Come on, land. We got there. Only just. I'm going to kind of need another land here. Luckily in 2 turns we have Urborg. So we have kind of the answers to everything here. Oh no, Selfless Spirit. That really awkward Blood Chief's Thirst with the Selfless Spirit here. I'll put Voidwalker into play. I have a feeling that they're just gonna pick it off with the Skyclave. But maybe I can Blood Chief's Thirst the Drogskull and they save it with the Selfless. Well, that kind of makes it awkward now. Maybe I'm invoking now first. I mean, they're out of cards. I don't know if I can trust just finding a natural Urborg. If I could, maybe we could get something going. But now they have the counter here as well. The Wander makes this really awkward. And it has Hexproof. I think I just have to get Urborg, because then I can at least invoke Despair. Because the other thing I want is just a backup Damnation. But we need to make sure we hit the land. We were going to get a land, but Urborg lets us cast a few things here. Going to attempt. The other thing I can attempt is Blood Chief's Thirst. If I wait one turn on the Blood Chief's Thirst, I could pay for Wander. Invoke right now, let's just say they do this. 3, 6, 7, 8. Karn Bridge. I would have had Karn there, and I'd have to get Bridge, and then I get another card. I might be able to cast another thing. But even if I did, I'd have probably about 2 to 3 cards here, and they do have 2 2s. I could also try to bait this Blood Chief's Thirst here. Make them sacrifice. I think I go for the Invoke Despair here. It draws me cards. It at least gets rid of something, and we're probably getting rid of a minimum of 2/2. So there it is. So it's countered. That's kind of okay, though. Because then I take 6, 7, 8. I might be able to Damnation and then Blood Chief's Thirst here, or something like that. Because I have 5 after this. I'm hoping that they don't have some crazy follow-up here. Take 5. I think I'm just dead, right? I need like an extra mana or something, or, well, a different card. Well, that all happened. If they have some instant speed here, they just flash it in and kill me. I'm at 5. They do not. Okay, nothing flashed in there. I don't have really a way to gain life here. I'm going to 1. All right, let's Expedition map. Let's Damnation. See what happens. And they win. I don't know. They didn't have the flash, but not a whole lot I could do there. Didn't have enough. I hate to say removal. I had plenty of removal. The removal got a little awkward. And I couldn't go get a Blast Zone for 1 there and try to pop it either. Trying to think if there's a different line there. Maybe getting the Karn was the correct play. Get the Karn down tick. Maybe I would have been empty-handed by then. I did draw a bunch of lands there. Maybe that would have helped. Oh gosh, no lands again. Come on. All right, 2 lands. We'll keep this, get rid of a Voidwalker. Here's this, like, do I map first or do I Inquisition? I think I'm going to Inquisition, but it's tough, right? It's tough to say what you want to do here. Just less creatures. Maybe I get rid of this Liliana. I think less creatures. Let's do less creatures. Blooming Marsh. Opponent picks up an Inquisition, so our map is probably going away here because they can Fatal Push the Voidwalker. And I kind of need the map to continue ramping. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ooh, they took Voidwalker. I'm plenty okay with that. All right, player map. Happen to have Inquisition to follow this up. Now I can take their Voidwalker. All right, we're doing something here. Grown 2, tapped. No problem with me. Expedition map. Let's get a Castle Lochthwain here, play it, and then evoke Grief to get rid of one more thing here. Let's get rid of Tireless Tracker. I'm going to battle Liliana. Yeah, they had the Liliana, or yeah, they had the Skyclave too. Opponent gets rid of Swamp, holds on to Fatal Push. Fortunately, that was not a land. I'm looking for a land to combat the Liliana. Invoke Despair is one of my ways to get rid of a Liliana, though. I think we'd be struggling with a Tireless Tracker here. We'll see. We'll see. Invoke Despair gets rid of that, too, if we happen to find some lands here. I bought the Mono Black Coffers deck to try, so I'm stoked. Nice. Oh, give me a land. Awesome. GZ on your Obosh Moons result. Glad you liked the deck. Yeah, it was pretty good, Grant. It was pretty good. I was hoping to have a land to combat Liliana's uptick here, but it's not becoming a thing. Gosh, if this is a Voidwalker, I'm in trouble. 24 lands. 24 lands, 4 expedition maps. It might be light. It's tough to say. I think the balance is finding how many lands this list really needs. It's been the struggle that we've had with the list, and it's presenting itself a little bit here. I could see them just doing this and splitting. I mean, I would split at this point. You have a 7-8 and a 3-3. They go up instead and hit me for 7. I'm down to 12. Profane's got another turn before it happens. We hit Urborg. This gives me the whole draw here, but I'm going to take 10, 11. I go to 1. I can't use Castle anymore. So I guess I need a Damnation, and they'll probably just downtick the Liliana and split here. Yeah, here we go. I like to keep Urborg. I'm not going to be able to use the other thing. We're pretty dead, though. If they add another artifact, we just die here. Although going to 1 is is very dead territory too. I don't believe I have an out. All right. It's a big goif. It is a big goif. It is a big goif. Invoke Despair, while I've been kind of harping on the card, is a really good card. It does help with these enchantment lists too. So I feel like we have the right stuff in the list. We're just going to have to fight the right side of it. And yeah, 24 lands, we maybe need one more Urborg based on our small sample size so far. I think we just send it back. Sideboards for white lists, Thought Distortions for control, Necromancies for combo. A lot of these can get brought in through Karn, so I think we just send back. Maybe I'm supposed to hide the Emrakul. Maybe they're going to steal it with a Voidwalker in play. Here we go. Here we go. All right. This gives us the ramp that we need. I probably don't burn the Grief with the Profane Tutor here. I think this is another thing that while the discard's good, I mean, if I did that, I'd be down so many more cards here. I'd rather them just have to Thoughtseize or something. Here we go. All right. This is looking much better. Got an Invoke Despair. That cleans up a lot of nasty things. I think the one thing that should be agreed upon is Invoke Despair is like the build around card. It's a Voidwalker. Let's get a Urborg first. What's funny is I don't think I have time to do the Profane Tutor. Damnation's not a bad pickup here. All right. Land, Expedition, and Profane Tutor. We have 4 mana next turn anyway. So the idea of the Expedition map is so you can set up so you can play the big spells. I think, and we're playing Salmon Graham's list. This is a donation list. I think Salmon Graham's close here, but almost not pushing the mana like enough, as weird as it sounds. This is perfect. Here I get rid of the Damnation. I don't need it here, and I don't care if they use it. And Invoke is going to kill all 3 of these things. And so what? They have a Damnation. Who cares? Who cares? This is the line that we really want to happen frequently. All right, so 1, 2. Urborg and Grief, or what are we going to do here? How do we get to that? Well, we're not invoking yet. We have to get one more. We have to get a Coffers. So the question is, what am I doing first? I think we're just passing the turn. Their whole life's about to be exposed as a lie. We'll see here, because the Saga also plays here. We're 1 short. And discard here. I'm thinking that I can just use the Expedition map right now and discard something from that. Because I have the Profane coming off. I'm trying not to give them this grief. That being said, if they use the Urza Saga here, the Invoke doesn't get rid of the Voidwalker, which is a little bit awkward. Yeah, we're trying not to discard the grief. That's the... We almost have, like, the wrong cards in our hand with the Voidwalker here. And is it a blowout if we play Invoke Despair into this now? Because they can create something? I'm going to get Cabal. All right, the Bloodchief's Thirst is actually really good for us to have drawn here. I think we kind of luck out here because I can Bloodchief Thirst away the Voidwalker, and then I can Invoke Despair, Urza Saga this, and the token they make. I don't draw anything here, but I think it's as good as it was going to get. This looks really good now. So they making a token smart here. I draw nothing, but we clear the board. So, and this is why I think Invoke is just good. It's a creature and a plane. It like reaches the planeswalkers that you can get to, and we can follow this up with maybe Grief or Karn. Hopefully they don't play I guess if they play a Tarmogoyf, if I have a Nile Spellbomb, I can kind of shrink things down. Grim Tutor is an interesting one. You could play it in, it might curve more naturally than Profane, especially if you're playing Expedition map. I think that's a deck building decision. I was playing, questioning life choices. Maybe they are. It's a good top deck. 5, 6, 7. Let's cast a Grief first. This is where we can start to, I don't want to say take over the game, but Voidwalker, an Assassin's Trophy. I think I actually just take the Voidwalker and then offer up Liliana to the slaughter of Assassin's Trophy here. And then we can do something fancy with Karn. And this ramps me slightly. Yeah, you get turn 4, but if you top deck Profane, it gets really awkward. So if you top deck Grim and you have like 8, 9 mana like we are going to have, then you kind of want to do that instead, right? It's efficiency on turn 4, but it's not efficiency later. Oh, they hit Cabal here instead. Okay. I'm kind of all right with this. In a weird way, this is okay for our list because we're not like the biggest mana craziness here. I know exactly what I want to get with this Karn. I'm going to go get, I think I have Pithy Needle, and I'm going to name Peatland, and then they're going to have to use it, and then I'll uptick. This is hilarious. I'm not going to name Liliana. Oh my gosh. Nurturing Peatland. Got him. I don't even know if I uptick this Liliana. I guess I should, in case they play a creature. Yeah, if you play like 2 Profanes, maybe we should do something like that. Like I said, I think it's deck building. We'll see. And I think here we offered them Liliana. They chose Cabal, and the fact that we're not playing a whole ton of big, massive drops here, it's a good feeling. Tyrus Tracker's just going to get probably eaten by Liliana, or maybe something else. I do have Walking Ballista. Let's get that Walking Ballista. Kind of gives me a continuous threat here. I get to just kill this. Uptick. By the way, this is the type of Cabal list I do like playing with the Planeswalkers, because we've generated a lot of value out of Liliana and Karn here. And I think it's just right. Ooh. It's a big Tarmogoyf. Thankfully, we can kill that. Thankfully, we can kill that. There we go. All right. So let's see if we can beat this opponent. We're going to get to that Cabal. This is the only big thing we're playing, and it's probably dangerous since they're playing their own Voidwalkers, but, you know, not worry about that. Let's not worry about that. All right. Yep. Profane's a 2 mana. I'm going to get my Urborg on turn 4, or my Coffers. Here's a fun little thing going on here that we keep running into. I'm going to keep this one for an experiment. I think it's appropriate to help define for Salmon Graham if we need that extra land. We've hit Cabal Coffers several times now. I do also get to attack my opponent's hand here, and if they decide Expedition Map's what they want to take, then so be it. A 5th tutor effect. So they take the map. I get to rip apart their hand here. We could really rip apart their hand. Let's see how crazy their hand looks here. Tarmogoyf, Reclaimer, Assassin, Assassin. Do I care about this Tarmogoyf? I think I just take the Reclaimer. Gonna need an Urborg to cast Liliana on curve. I don't know, maybe... I really hate Cabals. I'm actually gonna go ahead and cast Grief, getting rid of Thoughtseize. Let's go all in on Grief here. We haven't done that yet, and I think this might be the time. Give them a double Assassin's Trophy. Maybe they can help me out with my mana problems. I don't know. We'll just hope. How about you hit that, opponent? How about you give that Cabal Coffers a little hit with that Assassin's Trophy? Come on. Oh, they didn't do it. Oh, Thoughtseize. Oh. Takes Lily. Bajukabak. Sorcery, creature. I have a lot of other things in mind. I'm going to get rid of mine. My map I could go get with Karn now that it's in exile. So that's kind of cool. And we're going to get ramped probably by the Assassin's Trophies. I would hope for. We'll see. They're just hitting lands over there. We only make 3 mana so far. But Voidwalker's going to put the pressure on. Now they have Assassin's Trophy for Karn as well. We might be just going to get like Wormcoil Engine here. That might be what we go get. Opponent is Assassin's Trophying right now my Coffers. Appreciate that, opponent. Helping us out. Good old opponent over there. And maybe they're going to Assassin's Trophy this too. Who knows? Who knows these days? Ooh, Liliana was a good one right there. Okay. Who's Voidwalker? If I wait on Karn, it gets Assassin's Trophied. No worries now. I could get a Walking Ballista that could kill Liliana. I could get the map. If I get the map, I can go get a Cabal Coffers and make 4 mana. I kind of like this Walking Ballista. That gets rid of the Liliana. I know they have just Assassin's Trophy. I know, logical, right? We needed a little boost there. We're assuming my opponent's going to uptick here. I'll get rid of Karn, the Assassin's Trophy over here, and I'll have a Walking Ballista that clears this and we'll be in top deck mode, which I think... I would like to think we might be a little bit disadvantaged, but I'll take it from where we kind of started. Three mana. Was it Maelstrom Pulse? Necromentia. What are you gonna name? Invoke Despair? Coffers? It's kind of a wild one. Huh. I guess I didn't see that one coming. Top deck war against Urza Saga does not seem great. I could go get like Karn downtick Pithy Needle and solve that a little bit. They name Cabal Coffers, all right. But once again, we don't go too crazy with the mana here. All right, they'll uptick with Liliana, I assume. We can say okay to this. I can get rid of Karn because they're getting rid of their Assassin's Trophy now. I'm going to clear the Liliana and I have an active Karn. Top deck lands. Be kind of cool. All right, little good old Walking Ballista. Ping ping. And I think I'm going to go up with Karn. I want to go get Liquid Metal Coating, but I'm going to go up here and just hope they don't rip another Assassin's Trophy type of effect. And then from here, I can downtick and get something else. So there's the Saga. So we're going to go get like Pithy Needle now. Oh, I almost hit the plus there. Would have been awful. So now I can name Pithy Needle here. We'll name Urza Saga. All right, problem 1 done. Next. I do have to worry about my opponent finding their own Pithy Needle for Karn, so it might be just Walking Ballista next. Or sorry, Wormcoil Engine next. And just ditch the Karn. Okay. By Inquisition. Invoke Despair would be great here. Thoughtseize is not great. I'm going to not cash in Karn and risk it here. Hopefully they don't have Pithy Needle in their list. If they do, then okay. We got Pithy Needle for this, and they got Pithy Needle for this. I'm going to hope that they rely more on, like, Assassin's Trophies to deal with this and not Pithy Needles. We'll see. We'll see here. Maybe, like, a Nile Spell Bomb would be great to see from my opponent. Coding stops Lily. Not when I have to down tick and lose Karn there. Yeah, he was on 2. Yeah. Opponent gets a Mishra's Bauble. A fantastic card. Oh. Alright, I do need that land. If not, I can go get, like, a bridge. That's a really good land, too. Alright, land drop here. Down tick. We do have enough mana now to do Worm Coil. And we do have a little Blast Zone that can get frisky here as well. Now, my opponent may just kind of uptick Liliana defend with Tarmogoyf. So we may have to uptick with the Pithy Needle and swing with both. And the idea of swinging with both is so that we at least tick Liliana once here. Now, if we do lose Karn, though, we lose, and the Bauble gets us, so we'll see. Yeah, not having their own needle is big. I might not want to lose this, though. Let's see what we top deck. We could top deck Fatal Push. Give it to us. Invoke Despair. Yes! Sweet. Okay, so if I were to attack, for example, they would probably block. And then I'll get Invoke that does more here. Let's go ahead and go up on the Bauble. Let's Wormcoil attack here. And if they, let's say they don't block, then I'll get the draw off what Liliana would be. So we're going to get an extra draw here, and I'm sacrificing Wormcoil potentially for Tarmogoyf goodness. Invoke is just slam dunk. Now I could just Invoke, do 2 and attack them, but I'm going to try to get a little more value because we're not like 2 turns away from killing them. They might also think, okay, this is fine. I'm going to keep a 6/6 then, and they're going to attack Karn back. They've got to sniff out that I'm looking to probably pick this off. But like I said, this will give me a draw of 2. I like a draw of 2 here. It's a draw of 2 either way. Just this way, I have 2 creatures afterwards, which isn't bad. The other way, I'd have 1 creature. So, Invoke. Looks good. Greed. Opponent fetches with Verdant Catacomb. I like it. Nice. We're going to hold both here. And I can actually use the Abandoned Mire to pick up the Wormcoil again, if I wanted to. I think this should be played a little bit more. We've been having really good success with the Abandoned Mire. No, I think drawing the extra card where we're at is just more important. If my opponent finds, like, I don't know, board wipe or something like that, I don't know. I think drawing 2 is just better with where our life total is, where their life total is. I think the game can still go a few more here. Okay. They put a Saga into play. It's an expedition map. Let's go ahead and see what else I can hit here before we do too much. So I think I just pick up the Worm Coil again, honestly. But I could also do Walking Ballista here. I'm gonna go Worm Coil, land drop, play Expedition Map, attack them for 6. Uptick here. I don't have a second copy of Bog. Looking pretty good. They're at 5. There's a peat land. They can use that. All right, let's use map here. They're going to use a blocker. I'm going to get my Castle Lochthwain. Getting Castle Lochthwain here, and then draw for the turn. Liliana happens to be the card. And then draw off of Castle as an Inquisition. We're not generating a ton because of the Necromentia hitting Cabal, but like I said, this list is topping out about 5 or 6. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. We're making it work. Risking it all with the Emrakul getting maybe discarded and Voidwalker from our opponent. It's good to live on the edge a little bit. All right, so we don't have much life gain in the list. It's really just in Wormcoil Engine. I haven't used the Karn to go get Bolas Citadel just yet. We'll see if there's a game where that makes sense. There's a few times where we've had to go, we went all in on Grief and it paid off there, but we didn't really have anything, you know, happening for that game. And so I'm a little nervous about the Grief plan. I like a lot of discard, but I am a little nervous that we have, I mean, it's great evasiveness. I think, not gonna lie, I think you could cut like some Cabals from this style list. It's not as big, but it was a Cabal memes apparently, and memes are dreams. So let's make them reality. Oh my gosh, one lander again. All right, clearly we're gonna hit it. We're gonna keep, it'll be fine. We're going to do this turn 1, turn 2 shenanigans where we Inquisition, then Thoughtseize Expedition Map. We'll have the second land. We'll be off to the races. Our opponent is a fan of the channel. Is the idea that Grief helps declunk some of your draws? I'm not entirely sure, Spider. I think it's just extra discard, and the focus is so heavily on discard. I'm just worried it's a little over the top with the discard, shall we say. All right, Tarmogoyf, Fatal Push, Liliana. Everyone's out playing Rock because it did something this weekend. I have no idea what it did, but it did something. By the way, top deck like a champ. 2 Lilianas, I guess I'll take one of them. Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Get that Cabal, play Cabal, play new map. All right, so this is a great example. We have tons and tons of mana here, and we're not going to get to do much with it. Not immediately. Thanks, Grant. So I played that. Do I just like get rid of the damnation? No, I can't do that because of this, right? You know what? Forget it. We're going all in on Lily. Lily's for everyone. Five Profane Tutor here and Liliana. Uptick past turn. The battle is on, opponent. Grant, I don't know what you mean. It was just the hot topic, right? Just the hot topic. There was not much to it. Opponent keeps Fatal Push. No, they got rid of Fatal Push earlier. So this is where we need Invoke Despair. Like Invoke Despair is literally the best draw here because it can only make one here. So it's not Invoke. I wonder what we need to do here. I guess we'll play land and pass here, and then we'll with the expedite. Oh, I need to uptick Liliana. We'll from here get Castle Lochthwain. I've seen you play 8-rack in the past, so I was just curious. No, I mean, like, Red Prison is my favorite list. There's something interesting about this list, but it's... I think mentally I've solved what it needs, but I don't know how to deliver on that, if you will. Well, it looks like they want to make another token here, and they do. So a spot removal is okay as well. Bloodchief's Thirst could kill their Liliana. We can downtick with this Liliana. Treetop Village is a problem for us. It's hard to reach. We do have a Profane coming off. So, like, I do have a decent next turn here. If they had a land drop here, they get to boot up the Treetop Village, and they do get to kill Liliana. I'm hoping that's not what they have here. I'm hoping they just uptick and attack here. Then I downtick, and then I get the Invoke. We clear the Liliana and maybe the Construct token. Then they kill Treetop Village to Liliana. Our player mills cards, returns. Cool. So then we're going to return Saga here. So Invoke Despair will not draw me anything, but it will kill this. So here we go again. We're going to clear the board. I'm going to go get a Castle Lochthwain, because that's how we're going to get ourselves out of this game. Actually, I wonder if I could have made enough mana for a Emrakul yet. Probably not. With the 2 Cabals, that'd be too much, right? We're not there yet, right? All right, Invoke Despair. Another map. Lands. Make a whole bunch of mana. Invoke Despair. We don't draw anything. Oh, I'm not far ahead at all. We're basically going to even it up here. Do I cash in Liliana or not? I think I have to. And then with this map, I can go get another Cabal, and then we can use Castle and see what we draw. Treetop again. Problematic card for us to deal with, but they'll be burning their entire turn if they want to attack with it. I think Invoke caught us up there, and the Profane worked in our advantage. Let that happen. We'll get another Cabal here. Let's go ahead and use this and see what we draw. Okay. Field of Ruin could be possibly used. I could have also gone with the expedition map and gotten that abandoned mire. Right now, I only have a Liliana, and we'd be back to the Liliana versus Liliana thing. Tax for 3. Blast Zone. Play this. Liliana. Down tick to kill. Use Castle here. What else do we draw? A Grief. Play Grief now. And put Blast Zone up to 3. Because I have to... Oh, shoot. I put it up to 4. Because I was going to kill Liliana. I went too much. I put X to 3. Okay, they down ticked. Woo! All right, we're going to kill the, the Grief that they're going to play. Yeah, it started with 1. Good old 1. I don't make enough, do I? I do! I do! I make enough! I'll take my next turn. Chief showing up at the right time. It was a decent draw, and I had enough mana. Invoke is a good follow-up there, too. This was killing us. Treetop Village was killing us. I don't know if I change anything like I did before. I think we just run it back. All right. Donation League. Achievement accomplished. Would you have wanted an Archon there, or would you want Spaghetti Mom? You want Spaghetti Mom. Don't argue with me. Double Cabal getting us there. All right, Chief. How'd it go? How'd your Cabal list go? How many people told you you're living the meme dreams? Am I not supposed to call you Squatchy anymore? Is that the deal? I feel torn because that's how I grew up knowing you, with your spinning wheel and your crazy music. Your layout isn't so Squatchy anymore either. It's very green screen, just MTGO. You know we're saying all this and Squatchy isn't even here. Archon could have gotten Assassin's Trophy, where Emrakul would have attacked and my opponent would have had nothing left. Archon, if my opponent had a creature, down tick Liliana would have gotten it too. They didn't that time, but game 2 here they will. All right, game 2 against his opponent. We've done kind of some crazy stuff here. Oh, it's a derogatory term. I didn't know that. I just figured it was like Sasquatch, but my bad. All right, we'll see if we go all in on Grief here. We got 2 things and a Cabal Coffers. Inquisition or Thoughtseize probably coming here, but they might have the Reclaimer. Fair enough. You got to drop what you got to drop, right? All right, take that Inquisition. Take that Inquisition. Defend your hand. I'll top deck Inquisition. Here we go. Thoughtseize bug. So close, so close, so close. All right. Well, at least I have a damnation at some point. Ooh, Dark Confidant. Ashiok Necromentia. I'm going to take the Necromentia. They're going to name Cabal Coffers. I'm going to really hate it. I'm going to have to just use Verdant Catacombs here. Tireless Tracker was not too bad. Maybe they'll die to their own Dark Confidant. You know, that's a thing. Let's fetch in response to Ashiok. Now, they could go over some nasty stuff here. We could lose, you know, Emrakul. They might just leave it at 5 too. That's fine. I want a Grief, but I don't think I have to here. They're going to play Tireless Tracker and more than likely something else here. There's a Thoughtseize. That's really bad for us. Now they can do, well, if they want to do the Thoughtseize, they might not have another black source. So they can't do Tireless Tracker and then land drop. Yeah, so there's the Thoughtseize. They're going to take Damnation probably. Then Forest, and then Tireless Tracker. I'll play Grief. Maybe I'll play Karn. Maybe I just need my opponent to die to their own Dark Confidant. We have Coffers. We didn't play Coffers out yet because of Beseiju. There goes the Damnation. So it's just Forest and Tireless Tracker, I think, is what they play here. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. Tax me for 2. Okay, so I make 4 mana here. I think I'm just playing Grief because I need a blocker. Luckily, I got the Shadow Spear out of there. It's good for us, and we'll just keep letting Dark Confidant wail away at my opponent. There's a Witherbloom. That doesn't kill my Grief. It comes close, though. Opponent's also at 7. This is kind of weird. The Voidwalker. Okay. It's kind of weird because, like, Invoke still does 2 damage, and then Grief attacking's 3. It's kind of awkward, right? I guess I have to Karn next and go get maybe Walking Ballista to block. The list has a lot of variations, and there were 2 5-0s. There's been several 5-0s in the last month. Whether that means it's good or not, who knows? SCG Dallas is coming up, I believe, and you'll probably see it somewhere there. So the big question is, with it being somewhere there, what does that mean? Oh, all right, we lost some cards. Profane Tutor, Voidwalker, Castle, and Profane Tutor. It's actually really good they did an Ashiok there. Ashiok and Voidwalker is kind of a fun combo. Oh, there were 3 5-0s. There you go. Yeah, I mean, he gets 4 now. He didn't have Voidwalker a second ago. But I don't think he can attack with both of these, by the way. If he attacks with both, I attack back. He's holding onto Beseiju. I don't know if that's correct or not to do. Like I said, if I do an Invoke Despair, I hit them for 2. I could then attack with everything. Voidwalker doesn't defend. Put them to 1. They might be considering the Boseiju on the Cabal Coffers. Witherblooms. Picks up a Verdant Catacombs. Goes to 9. They gain life, right? Yeah, they gain life. Does not attack. All right. We can kill Voidwalker because they have a lot of options from their Ashiok downtick. I'm going to offer Grief up to the trade here while attacking them. They obviously get to swing back here, but I'm trying to make it so that maybe Invoke Despair is lethal with a Grief attack, encouraging my opponent to attack me back. They go to 6. I'm going to pass the turn because I only make 3 mana here. They go to 5 now. I'm not going to shock because of Dark Confidant. I'm hoping that this like hits them for a 2 or a 3. There's the 2. They're at 3. Grief is lethal now. That's Voidwalker. That does not block, by the way. Ashiok to get more goodies. They have an Expedition. There goes There's Emrakul. We're dead next turn if we don't find something here. When it cashes in a clue for the Tireless Tracker. Invoke Despair puts my opponent to 1, meaning Dark Confidant could be lethal. Seiju is played here. That being said, they would probably have to sacrifice this, but if they sacrifice this, then this gets through because this can't block. It's a very weird spot here. Land drop. We hit the Urborg. All right. So I just invoke Despair, right? And I win? Because they'll take 2, and they're going to kill the Dark Confidant, right? Well, I say that. They might have a removal for Grief. And I have to do this prior to anything happening here. So they have a Dark Confidant and a Tireless Tracker now. I think I Inquisition here just to see what's going on. There's a Liliana. All right, they have a Blooming. I can attack and I kill the Dark Confidant here. And then I have 6 mana, right? And Karn and go get just a Walking Ballista. I mean, I guess I don't have to attack either because that line is just free next turn. Just scary if they get something busted off Dark Confidant. Have at it, opponent. Just kill the tracker? I can't kill the tracker. They would crack the clue token and I would lose my... Well, I guess the Grief would kill the tracker. Nah, let's do this. This is more fun. This is more entertainment. Pass. Good luck. Dark Confidant. Trigger. And are you dead? You're dead. While you may be part of the Kozilek tribe trying to Inquisition people, you are not Spaghetti Mom. Yes, the attack's probably more correct because you have the Worm Coil, or you have the Karn and then just a ping. But who does that? Who does that? No, I did not build the lists myself. It's been out for about a month now. Death by Bob's always better. There you go. D20 GG's. We got 2 matches left. This one's been a fun league. I think that's just it. Many ways to build this list, and each way we play it, it's just fun. Like, it may not be the most competitive thing, but I could probably play this for 2-3 months and not get bored. And I think it's because there's weird tutors and lines, and then you do big mana things, and it kind of makes the green devotion in me like really excited. And because you can build it a lot of ways, you can put something really big and dumb in the list, and you can just see if it works, and you're going to get to cast it. I mean, we just hard cast an Emrakul not that long ago, so. We should play Dark Confidant in our Emrakul Invoke Despair deck. Yes. All right, we're 2-1. My opponent's 1-0. Shoot, here we go again. Here we go again. Double Cabal, Coffers, no Urborg. We need another Urborg in this list. I'm going to mulligan the first hand. It's not like I'm casting Emrakul first anyway. Here's a Singleton land. Comes to play tapped. I'm going to play... Man. Oh, another fan. I got to mulligan this. Another one lander, really. All right, we can play with this. Keep. Let's get rid of... Let's get rid of the Damnation and the Karn. They asked if they're about to get mooned out of existence. I'm like, absolutely not. All right. I'll take the Violent Outburst. You got to take it, because there's going to be some rhinos in this one. All right, a little force makes things a little awkward for our big mana list. Oh my gosh, they're going to ice us. Iced. You got it. Finding another castle's not bad. I think I go get Urborg. I've been getting Cabal, but I think maybe I should get Urborg here. Oh gosh, they shocked in. It's always scary when they do that. It's not a bad pickup. Inquisition away the Force of Negation for the future. Just kidding. Here comes the rhinos. All right. Rhinos it is. My opponent has nothing. They have 2 lands, and I've got some rhinos to kill. It's got to be Urborg or something, because at the end of the day, a Cabal Coffers isn't going to do it unless I rip one off the top. So let's do this. Urborg here. I could... No, Blaststone doesn't come down on 0. Well, Profane is probably too slow here. I get hit for 8, and then they have a 4/4. I need a Damnation, I guess. It's a shame I got rid of the Damnation. But I didn't know. I didn't know, chat. It's so close. Because I can Blood Chief's Thirst one of these, and then I could like Fatal Push. Coffers is Pago. All right, Brazen Borrower finishes off there. Rhinos is going to be a tough one. I think this might actually be Turok and Necromentia territory. We haven't really experimented too much with this, and I think that's where we're going. Let's see here. Profane. Let's take Lily. Lily's probably okay. Damnation, definitely. Let's take 2 Karns out. Let's take an Invoke Despair out, and let's take 1 Fatal Push. Maybe Bloodchief's Thirst. Bring back a Karn. We want to discard. This is where we might have a really good chance, where some of the other lists don't. Ratchet Bomb's good off the Karn. Gotta leave the Ratchet Bomb for the Karn. I actually feel like Profane Tutor might be just too slow in general. I like this, though. Necromentia, some Turoks. I do like a couple Invokes still. We could Thought Distortion them. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's play first. Ugh, Cabal Coffers. All right, mulligan this hand. Okay, we can keep this. We get rid of a Liliana. Let's lead with a Inquisition and see what we've got going on. Wow. This is going to be rough. All right. Shoot. That's a lot of pain. I don't think I have a way to get rid of it all, too. I'll take the Violent Outburst. That's a lot of pain. It's so many of the combo pieces here. All right, we're gonna Void Walker and pass. I'm gonna try to draw a black card here. I can then Grief and maybe like Thoughtseize or something. It's, man, I'm just gonna have a bunch of rhinos to deal with here in a second. Scalding Tarn was a new fetch land, by the way. They're thinking about killing this Void Walker. They thought about it. All right, hit an Urborg. I'm going to hold on to Grief and see what happens here. An extra blocker might be useful. The land is probably important too. Got rid of a Steam Vents. I'm pretty safe to just attack. We've only found 2 lands really off the Void Walker. So this coming turn, my opponent can Violent Outburst and Shardless Agent. What I could potentially do is a land Grief, get rid of the instant speed if they don't respond at instant speed. I have a feeling Shardless Agent might just be showing up here, though. Based on that fetch, absolutely. What I may be hoping to do, we'll see what they do. Oh, gosh. There's a bunch of Blood Moons in here now. I hope they don't Fury. They do Fury. So that kind of sucks. We'll lose this card. I can down tick, but I only get... Maybe I should have taken the Shardless Agent. Oh, it comes into play tapped. I'm gonna die, chat. We're gonna be 2-2. All right. We could top deck Damnation. Then they'll just at instant speed me. I should have taken the Shardless Agent. Yeah, then I'd be only getting hit for 5 here. And then 12 next turn. 10, because I have Grief. Damnation. Rhinos are strong. Oh my gosh. Get it out of here. All right, doesn't really matter. All right, I wasn't getting there. We needed the Damnation, didn't find it. That's okay. That's okay. Wait a minute. Oh no, we're 2-2. I was like, what do we got? What do we got? All right, 2-2, Salmon Graham's list here. Just another variation of Cabal Coffers. This one's heavier on the discard. We're seeing some of the pains in some of the matchups. It didn't really help us with the combo list. I've had a lot of trouble with finding all 4 Cabal Coffers and not like Urborgs or other lands. For whatever reason, we're finding all the Cabal Coffers. So, for whatever it's worth, while you want like 3 or 4 of them, it's a shame that we keep running into them like that. The discard plan has been decent against certain matchups, but it doesn't feel like it's overly oppressive. I said at the beginning that I like the discard idea and I like to be more proactive. The problem is your opponent is just going to get to top deck. We need those more sweeping board wipes. We need those sweeping spells that when you cast them, they're more expensive, but they have more impact. Invoke Despair is a great example. Gets maybe 2 cards, 3 cards, or draws you some. We have Damnation, which is good, kind of board wipe strategy. These single spot removals and stuff like that. Fatal Push is interesting, but March is kind of interesting because March will gain you some life, which builds you some time. Where Fatal Push is just like, boop, you're dead. So some things we're noticing. I still think a Profane Tutor or some sort of search package is correct as well. Let's see if we can snag a 3-2 here and clean up the night with a 3-2 after our not so great league number 1. Necromentia has a lot of places too. Combo against Tron, things like that. So I think it's a good card. Probably needs to be in the list somewhere. All right. So we have an Invoke Despair. We have that Damnation. I kind of want to give this a try, but I only have 2 lands. Let's do it. Let's do it. Opponent mulls to 6. I played a terrible idea in League 1. Don't worry about it. And this will be the last match of the night. We're so far away from this. But this mull to 6 is maybe all right. We'll see. Ha! Ha! You blanked because all of my spells are massive. Get out of here, Inquisition. What do you have? What do you have? A Voidwalker and a Kaya. Man, I gotta take the Voidwalker here. I know they can't cast it, but I can't have this happen to me. I'll deal with Kaya at some point. All right, opponent concedes. So we know they're Voidwalker, Kaya. Do we let them have this opportunity? I think we're going to be bringing in Turox. I don't think I can give them spaghetti for dinner. That's too much. Spaghetti for dinner is too much for our opponent. But I do like some protection from white. We did see white, so let's bring the Turox in. 2 cards to cut. Let's cut Thoughtseize and the Profane Tutor. Let's not have turn 2 Voidwalker, turn 3 they discard Emrakul. Let's not let that happen. We don't know much. Opponent had to mull a couple things. Inquisition was just awful for them. Not our fault. We just play the big spells. Good result, though. Good result. I think that's kind of what's funny. That's the fun factor we talked about. There's just weird things that end up happening, and you're just along for the ride. It's enjoyable. Let's keep in mind Kaya's here. Expedition map is a little more fragile. What you gonna do to us, opponent? Game 2 coming up. Necromentia to name Nahiri. Maybe they play it. Ooh, maybe they are playing Emrakul. Tunneling Cat, what's up? Tunneling Cat also streams this quite a bit. It kind of feels a little bit Tron-like, but it doesn't. I think that's the thing. It's like random enough. Building anticipation. Oh my gosh, we've done it. We have Cabal Coffers and Urborg. We snap keep this. It has happened. Match 5, Game 2. Tron Light. Yeah, it's like roguelites. Oh, look, they brought the Thought Season. Oh, your Inquisition would have been better. Take 4 damage. All right, I'll probably lead with Bajuka Bog. Well, maybe no. Maybe I don't. All right, they steal my Profane Tutor. I'm going to go ahead and lead with the Bajuka Bog. It comes into play tapped. I don't think they're too much of a graveyard list. We know literally nothing about them, so. Dang it, they had the Inquisition. All right, well, we'll see what happens this game. I kind of feel weird giving them Urborg mana, but maybe we do it. We're a nice guy, after all. Okay, maybe I wait. I can wait and do Urborg next, then Cabal Coffers, and then we can do Turok or Invoke if we draw it or something else. Our top decks are juicy. Well, I mean, we can use the Abandoned Mire here to get back a Turok. So, I mean, I've got that going for me. I guess I'll just play Coffers first. Worst Coffers in the world. No, they did it. They did it. They're going to rip the best card off here. They're going to get an Inquisition. No, I'm going to steal that Inquisition or Thoughtseize off the top. Not for you, opponent. There you go. You're going to have that Karn, the Great Creator, right there. Enjoy Karn. Karn's your friend. Have that Karn. They didn't expect the fetch there. There you go. Karn, the Great Creator. There you go. Dang it. That would have been really fun to play. I would have loved that card. It's okay, though. Take Emrakul. Emrakul's in the sideboard. We tucked good old Emrakul away. It's a nice follow-up here. All right. Cast with Kicker. Let's see how these Turoks do. We haven't seen them all night long. Let's get it going. Grows a little bit. Kaya's Guile and Ragavan disappear here. We can get Abandoned Mire to pick up the Turok again if we want to and play another one. We might just be smashing in for damage here. It's only a 4/3. It's not that scary, opponent. Ooh, Seasoned Pyromancer. That's a good one. They're gonna discard 2 more cards for us. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now it's a 6/5. This is the way. How much mana do I make here? 4. Oh, I don't make enough. All right. We'll end step the Abandoned Mire here. Opponent's gonna do some chum blocking. I say end step. This could be bad. They could Kaya's Guile. We'll play into it. Channel for a discount? Oh, it was a disc. Oh, these are legendary. Nah, I'm not going to do this. Maybe I do. I really don't know now. I don't know. It is a discount, but they're legendary. That's a good catch. Scary. Is this Stoneforge? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to actually go get the Turok here because I can make them discard the last 2 cards. And this Cauldron Complete that my opponent's going to get is going to be useless. Yeah, we're gonna him our opponent. Cauldron Complete. And this doesn't block it. A bit of a shame. Unless I get something else busted here. I could get a Karn the Great Creator. And they can see. They can see. We get there. 3-2. I think for this line to play it out, I think we just get Turok. We take the draw, which happens to be a damnation, which is fantastic. We play the Turok. We grow this to an 8-7, and we swing. They chump block. Then we have Castle Lochthwain. We're going to draw some cards. Let's assume they have to just chump block again. And we have a Profane Tutor and a Liliana coming as well. We should get through at some point. Liliana upticking here would be nice. Damnation to clear the board if we have any problems. That worked really nicely. We get ourselves a 3-2 with Cabal Coffers discard-centric list here in Modern from Sam and Graham. And we did a little bit of everything. If there's anything to be said about this list, when you come away from it, sometimes you do feel like you just did everything. So we could Damnation and Turok too if we really wanted to, and then we would have it at a 6-5 again. It's definitely a line as well. I think kind of preserving it is not a bad idea either. But so some shortcomings to the list. I think we were hurt a little too much with the Cabal Coffers. And while we can do something big, we don't have a Sundering Titan in the sideboard. We're not playing big Ugin or even small Ugin here. The big payoff is Emrakul that we randomly drew into through our Castle Lochthwain, and it was more of a surprise for myself and the opponent that it even happened. So because you're not doing big, massive things, you're not playing the Marches, you're not playing X spells, you're not... I mean, I guess you can burn a lot into Walking Ballista. I think you're hindering yourself a little bit more. You could play a little bit less of the Cabal Coffers. We kind of fixed that a little bit by adding some of the Invoke Despairs, which was a good thing, I think. The extra Thoughtseize we had, and I'm trying to remember what the other card was that we had. Oh, Archon, we swapped Emrakul. And when Turok, we moved sideboard. That, I actually feel like the Turok might make more sense now mainboarded instead of maybe like one Thoughtseize, one Inquisition, and one Profane Tutor. And then you have that in this main board, and then the sideboard can be some of those big spells you could get off Karn, or that you could bring in for very specific matchups. So while we are discard-centric, and I like the Voidwalker plan and the Turok plan, and I know that's on the side, I think you need to trim a little bit of it, play Invoke Despairs, and maybe give yourself something big and juicy to play. I mean, I get it, Emrakul's big and juicy, but topping off at 4 with Grief and Karn for the most part. Need a little more. The list, though, played very well. I think it just, as all Cabal lists, needs a little more refinement. So Sam and Graham, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. I think there's some fun moments in that league. It will be on YouTube for Sam and Graham. Sam and Graham had to leave. But that's the list. Another variation. I kind of like go, another. There's a lot of versions of this. Go find the version that you like. 2 or 3 of them 5-0'd today. Go play one of those too.